Welcome to Obstacle Running Adventures,
the podcast that fuels your passion for obstacle course racing,
running, and all things adventurous.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or a weekend warrior,
we've got news updates as well as interviews with athletes
and other key members of our athletic community.
As a weekly show since 2017, we have covered everything from
championship and virtual races
to fundraising events and FKTs. And now, here are your hosts,
Michael Stefano and Caitlin Ritter.
Standing on the corner, lost all my clothes.
Hey guys, it's Michael Stefano.
And Caitlin Ritter. And Mikey, how was your weekend?
Long, and also not long enough. We had a 3-hour long run to do yesterday. Today I spent around 4 hours mulching. I thought I was dealing with bad allergies. So did you, but we might be sick.
Oh, I'm taking NyQuil and going sleepy sleeps tonight.
Yeah. Not feeling too great. Also, happy Mother's Day to all the listeners. Hopefully you guys are feeling better than we are feeling.
But not to me.
Yes, not to you. Let's give a shout out to our sponsors.
Shout out Mudgear. Use code ADVENTURE for 15% off your next Mudgear purchase. And Caterpie. Use code OCRReport20 for 20% off your next Caterpie purchase. And use code OCRReport20 for 20% off your next Spartan Deca or Tough Mudder event.
Perfect. We're going to shout out the $5+ Patreon supporters.
Jason Dupree, Samantha Thompson, Bradley Keel, Charlotte Engelman, Aaron Grindstaff, Laura and Stephen Ritter, Hank and Arlene Stefano, Cheryl Miller, Jessica Johnson, Christopher Hoover, Kevin Gregory Jr., Evan Irick, Brent George, Logan Nagel, Asa Connington, Seth Renderknech, and Robert Landman.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for the support. We greatly appreciate it. Also to the OCR Report for being a great home for us on the internet.
And to Will Hicks,
the Podfather. Check it out over at theocrreport.com. We are all going to be getting together soon for World's Toughest Mudder.
Guys, World's Toughest Mudder is next month.
Crazy. I know. And a shout out to our sponsored athletes.
Javier Escobar, Kelly Sullivan, Ryan Brizzolara, who just won something this weekend.
Yes, the Mud Gauntlet. Yep.
The Mud Gauntlet. Kevin Gregory.
Also Joshua Reed.
Oh, Joshua Reed. Was he on there?
Mm-hmm. Oh, poll results. I forgot that you put out a poll.
I did put out a poll. It was controversial. My poll said, how do you feel about the Star Wars movies 4, 5, and 6? 58% of people said best trilogy out there, 5 stars. 8% of people said meh, they're okay. 8% of people said I wish I could watch them at 1.5 speed. And 25% of people said I've never seen all 3.
Nice. Of course, you put that up there because Caitlin finally watched A New Hope, and this time she didn't fall asleep.
I didn't fall asleep, but I wish I could watch it at 1.5 speed.
She's like, nothing happened. Just like, they blew up a planet, and this... I'm like, they blew up a planet? Like, that? What do you mean nothing happened?
I have a really hard time with fantasy.
And sci-fi. Fair.
And sci-fi. Is that not fantasy?
When I think of fantasy, I think of, like, unicorn. I would say, like, Lord of the Rings is fantasy.
Okay. Well,
this is space sci-fi. Science fiction.
I have a problem with both of them.
I know you do. We're going to skip meme of the week and head right on over to quick news. Starting with some exciting news from Jess O'Connell.
Jess said, we can't wait to meet you real soon, little fella. Our biggest project yet, and we are so excited. This photo was taken a few weeks ago, and I'm bumping bigger now. It's exciting.
So congratulations to her. She was the other half of, Faye Stenning's, like, Grit Fitness thing that they were doing together. Yeah. Next up, I wanted to give a shout out. Oh, she was also an Olympic athlete too, which is pretty awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I also wanted to give a shout out to Josh Fiore, who posted Doctor of Science and PA Studies. Lots of hard work went into this one, but I got it done. So happy to have Liz and my sister there to cheer me on. So congratulations, Josh. We're wicked proud of you.
He's just such a good dude.
Yeah, he is.
Nikki Caramba posted, drumroll. After a lot of uncertainty about where I am physically this year, I'm excited to say we're heading back to World's Toughest Mudder. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, congratulations. Very excited about that because she is from South Africa and she won the event last year.
We're going to see each other on the course.
I know. Maybe she'll help you over an obstacle. Maybe you'll help her.
Maybe she'll see me crying.
Maybe, but that's what makes the event so special.
I'm stressed.
Inside OCR shared, Gear Up Spartans, your past gear is here. So the moment you've all been waiting for, we know you've been eagerly anticipating your exclusive season and trifecta pass gear, and we're thrilled to announce the pickup locations and next steps. So check the link down below to see all of these news stories, but I forgot that this was even a thing, and I feel like a lot of other people did as well. Yeah, but it's a fun little perk.
Underdog Fitness and ready to train like an underdog with something to prove? We've got a trial offer for you. 1 month of 1-to-1 programming at 75% off. That's crazy.
Right? So
in order to do that, DM underdog.fitness.gym all in or click the link in their bio to join the most triumphant team in hybrid and OCR.
Nice. This next news story comes to us from Ultimate Obstacles, saying we're growing the Ultimate Obstacle coaching team. If you're an SGX coach, group certified coach, or passionate about fitness and ready to jump into the industry, we want to hear from you. Interested? Shoot us a DM or email hello@ultimateobstacles.com. Let's level up together. And Ultimate Obstacles, of course, being in West Boylston, Mass., the venue that we use for the New England OCR Expo.
Yeah.
And now we got a whole bunch of podiums. Start with Highlander Assault.
For the women, in third place, Katie Bridge. In second place, Erin Myers. And in first place, Vivian Tran. For the men, in third place, Galen Holcomb. In second place, John Caluzzi. And in first place, Baxter Hummel.
Huh, Baxter sounds familiar. Next up is the Spartan Honor Series Raymond James Stadium podiums.
For the women, in third place, Emily Wheeler. In second place, Kara Van Dujerwart. And in first place, Kaysen Golovinkinia.
Do you remember who Kara is?
Yeah, I follow her Northern Jersey Eats Instagram account.
Yes, and so do other hundreds of thousands of people.
Super cool.
Yeah.
She from Montclair?
I don't remember.
And for the men, in third place, Kiefer Castillo. In second place, Joshua Gonzalez.
Callisto. Yep.
And in first place, Will Shoemaker.
Nice. Following that is the Spartan Carcassonne Beast podiums.
Where is that? Oh, France.
France!
In third place, Stephanie Olin. This is for the men. In second place, Julian Burns. And in first place, Edouard Hervey. And for the women, in third place, Quinny Verhegen. In second place, Mallory Cabode. And in first place, Katrine Leveras.
Nice. And then we're going to get to the Noobsanity's Mud Gauntlet podiums. They were trying to build some excitement about a battle, but there was not a battle because no one's going to beat the Noobsanity people at their course because they're phenomenal.
That's fair. For the men, in third place, Ty McHugh. In second place, Joey Crisatello. And in first place, Ryan Brizolara. And for the women, in third place, Anna Schumann. In second place, Callie Fortin. And in first place, Joreen Klingsberg.
Nice. There's also the multi-lap people that I wanted to shout out as well.
For the men, in third place, Craig Basil. In second place, Mike Pocolimba. And in first place, CJ Emmons. Are they related to... No. Okay. And for the women, in third place, Esther Fristino. In second place, Erin Cummings. And in first place, Anna Schumann.
Yeah, so I recognize almost all those voices. I wonder if the second place guy is that kid that I met at Obstacle Wonderland last year.
Maybe.
Very cool. Great group of people. Check out that event. It's fantastic. Next up is Spartan Madrid Beast podiums.
For the men, in third place, Caleb Vasquez. In second place, Samuel Costella. And in first place, Patrick Saraligu. And for the women, in first place, Carla Muchila.
Yeah, you beat all the other women that raced elite. That's such a bummer. Next up is Spartan France National Series Carcassonne Sprint.
For the women, in third place, Leslie Lahuni. In second place, Katrine Leveras. And in first place, Ines Thivenots Motit.
I'm going to say Motet.
Motet.
Because if it's French, they usually
kind
of leave off
that's true. Yeah. And for the men, in third place, Loris Shinya. In second place, Manuel Marconi. And in first place, Julian Barnes.
All right, so one more podiums. We have the Tough Mudder London West Infinity podiums.
For the men's overall, in third place, Daniel Miskov. In second place, Harvey Mitchell Divers. And in first place, Grant Thompson.
Nice.
And for the women, in third place, Ruth Battersea. In second place, Natalie Wentz. And in first place, Claudia Suzuba Lata.
Nice. Does that have like a weird thing through the L, or is that something on your screen?
No, weird thing through the L.
Oh, cool. And I think it's Nadine Went.
Oh.
Very cool. Secret links, there's 5 of them down below, but let's finally get to what this episode is all about. So I reached out to Charity Borne, the women's winner of Toughest Mudder Atlanta, because there was talk of a younger kid winning the event with 50 miles, and I thought that was pretty impressive. So we talked to her about being one of 11 kids, her brief background in track, how she found OCR, her love for CrossFit and hybrid racing, her domination with Toughest Mudder Atlanta, thoughts on World's Toughest Mudder, and much more. So let's get to the interview with Charity. We'll start off with your name and where you're from.
My name is Charity Borne, and I'm from Angleton, Texas.
Awesome. So I was somewhat familiar with your name from paying attention to podiums, as we do on the show. And then someone said that a kid, no offense, won Toughest Mudder Atlanta. So I'm like, oh, wow. Okay, I really need to have this person on. So very excited to learn a little bit more about you.
I'm used to it.
Perfect.
I mean, people think I'm like 15 because I'm so short.
There you go. But then they lower their expectation, then you just blow them out of the water. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So judging from your Instagram profile, it also looks like you're a fair amount into like CrossFit-y, like hybrid racing workouts too, right?
Yeah, I really love CrossFit, and I do call myself a hybrid athlete.
Okay. So what was your introduction to sport, I guess? What did you find first? Was it OCR, CrossFit?
It was definitely OCR. I started by doing like local OCR races. You know, like if you podium, you'd win like $100. But 2021, I'd say I did my first Savage race, and I feel like that's really where it started, was the end of 2021.
Nice. And how was your first experience with OCR?
So I did the Savage race and I did the Blitz. And I did it. I really liked the obstacles for the Savage race, but I felt like it was so short because I did the Blitz. So I was like, man, I'm going to do the Pro next because this was too easy. But yeah, after that Savage race, I really felt like, oh, wow, like I really want to do this. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah. So what were some of your favorite obstacles at Savage race? Because Savage is one of my favorite races too. They have really innovative obstacles.
I don't say I really like the rig. The rig was really hard. I actually got stuck on that for a little bit.
Most people do. Yeah.
Man, I'm trying to remember. I don't know the names. Oh, I did like the log carry. I know it's not necessarily an obstacle, but I like that because I'm pretty good at that now, so I can like use that to pass people up. I mean, I like the crawls because it's easy I can go so much faster than everybody else because I'm shorter.
Yeah, as I say, quit bragging about that. I'm 6 foot and I'm constantly getting hit by barbed wire.
There's some obstacles with like just the rings. Oh, I know. I really like it's where you hold the piece of wood. I'm totally blank now.
I was gonna say anchors away, but Gibbons.
I do like, Gibbons. Yeah, they had an obstacle with the Gibbons, but they had other stuff. Like they had anchors away. They had like a couple anchors away with it. Oh, maybe that was
Gibbon tape.
Yeah, or they have rings with it. Yep. Yeah, that one. That's definitely one of my favorite ones because I can like do Gibbons pretty well. So I really like that one. And then the wall where it has the little blocks, I like that one too. I can usually speed through that one and I'll like pass at least 2 people. But yeah, Give and Take is probably one of my favorites.
Nice. Did you have like a running background at all going into this too, or you just kind of signed up on a whim?
So I did track for 1 year. I was homeschooled and I did track for 1 year, and I was kind of just like running before that just because I liked it. And then I did track, and then I got tired of running in circles. So then I did some trail runs after that. And then I was like, okay, like I really like running. So then I was like, okay, this is running, but with obstacles. This sounds really fun. So I would say I definitely have a running background.
Okay.
Just because I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah. And with the trails, is it like the sense of adventure that kind of drew you in?
Yeah, that, and also just being out in the woods. One thing about running on trails is that you're passing trees, right? So it makes you feel like you're going literally like 10 times faster than what you normally are.
That's a good point. I haven't thought of it that way. That's a very good point. That's also why I like running at night too. Like I feel like I'm going fast because I can't
Oh
see
yeah.
how slow I actually am going. So
Yeah, I agree.
love it. And then on the topic of Savage too, I saw that you took fifth place at a somewhat recent Savage race. How did that go?
Yeah, that was Georgia. Man, that one was a lot of fun. It was just because I'm in Texas, it's flat, and Georgia, that course they made, it was so hilly. I had literally so much fun. So we went off, and I was with Rachel, and we were in second. No, we were third. Yeah, I think we were in third place. Me and her were literally running together for like the first 3 miles. We were just like pacing each other. It was so much fun. And like usually they have 2 lanes for each obstacle. So we would just go in one and we would just literally start the obstacle together and then finish it together. And we'd be back on the trail literally side by side. And we like exchanged a few words. We're laughing. But no, that was a lot of fun. The last mile of that course, they like piled a bunch of obstacles at the end. And that's when it was like, oh wow, okay. I'm like, I can actually tell that I'm out of breath. But it was a lot of fun. I like it way better than the Dallas because of the hills. And it was super pretty there too. Like it looked almost fall time. Like all the trees, the leaves were falling on the ground. But the bad thing about the leaves was that there were holes that you couldn't see. So at one point Rachel was in front of me and she had like stepped in a hole and it looked like she almost twisted her ankle. So that was the only bad thing about the leaves was that you couldn't see holes and I didn't want to sprain my ankle.
That's fair. We have a lot of that kind of like ankle breaking terrain up by us. And Rachel Waters is like an awesome like athlete too. When it came to like entering the sport and then switching to like the elite side, were you like doing your homework on learning about these elites? Like how did you find out about these other awesome women in the sport?
I would say just social media, and I had friends that were bigger into the racing, so they told me who everyone was. And then definitely social media. And we actually had a pretty big event at our gym one year. And a lot of those people came and competed at the event. So then that's whenever I actually like got to meet them and talk to them. But I'd say mostly social media, you know, because you see their names popping up on all these podiums and stuff. So
yeah, what gym and what event was it?
The gym is Grit Fitness.
Yeah,
it's in West Columbia, Texas, and the event was Grit Games.
Okay, yeah, we've had a couple episodes in Grit Games in the past. I saw a picture of you with Johnny Maras on, who I call the oven mitt guy, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if she's part of like the Grit Fitness crew, because like Chris Rogloski got our start there. That's pretty awesome.
For sure.
They seem like a great group.
Yeah, and the only reason I went to the Georgia Savage was because Johnny went. So yeah, that's how I know most of these people.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Johnny's a good guy. Love him.
Mm-hmm.
And then last episode, I briefly touched on the Deadly Dozen, which I keep calling the Dirty Dozen. The Deadly Dozen. It looks like you've already had some exposure with that. So I'm still trying to learn more about like this hybrid fitness. What can you tell me about that event?
Oh, that event is so much fun. I like it a lot better than DECA because the weights are heavier and there's more reps of everything. It's like so much fun. It's track, which I had like forced myself to run on a track ever since I quit track to make myself like circles again. And I actually enjoyed it. So what do? You run a lap and then you go in and the weights were quite a bit heavier than what I felt like if DECA had made it, it wouldn't be that heavy. Yeah, a lot of reps of everything. The squats were probably one of the worst because your legs are just kind of already tired from all the running. But I mean, it's hot. I had a lot of fun with that one. I actually did doubles with my sister, and then I went solo and then did it by myself. But yeah, I actually enjoyed it. Yeah. Definitely looking forward to doing it again.
When I think of like heavy hybrid races, I think of High Rocks too. And I saw that you also took on High Rocks. So where does it compare to High Rocks weight?
Definitely not as bad. Like High Rocks is definitely heavier.
Okay.
So yeah, I'd say definitely High Rocks is definitely heavier.
Gotcha. And then you mentioned your sister. I saw in your bio, or is it one of 11? Is that siblings?
Yeah, that is siblings.
Wow.
I have
Okay.
10 other siblings.
Do you think that that's a reason why you've become like so competitive?
Yeah, for sure. hmm
That's pretty crazy.
Yep, definitely a reason. My mom was very competitive too, so I felt like I got a little bit of it from her. But of course, you grow up and it just happens.
That makes sense. What do all your well, obviously your sister competed with you, but what do like the majority of your siblings think about these crazy sports that you do?
They just think it's crazy. I really like it though, because I feel like I'm a good example to my younger siblings because they're like, oh wow, like she went and ran 50 miles under 12 hours. Like maybe I might train to do that whenever I get older. But yeah, I think they really like enjoy hearing that. They aren't usually there watching, but you come home from these events and you're like, hey, I got first or third or 10th place, and they're like, oh wow, like good job. So I really like that my little siblings and my older siblings see that I do this. Maybe it'll inspire them to do it too.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And then speaking of amazing accomplishments, I saw that you got a DECA Triple Crown at World Championships.
Yeah, that was 2023.
Wow. So yeah, tell me about that experience because that's got to be a long weekend.
Yeah, so we went up to, actually it was in Texas, and started with DECA Strong. I was actually in the younger age group because I turned 18 last year, so I'm in the 18 to 24 age group now, but at the time I was in the 14 to 17 age group, and there wasn't any competition. I'm not trying to brag. I was like too fast because I was stations ahead of these other girls, and it just wasn't fun. I honestly didn't like it. I mean, it was nice being able to win first, but I don't know. It's kind of like winning first without there being other girls there. Like it's just by myself.
Gotcha.
It's just too easy. I'm not like I made PRs. I was definitely pushing myself. It was hard. It's just you don't have competition, and when you have competition, it's just fun. It's more scary, but it's a lot more fun in my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a lot of fun that weekend. It was a lot. I was super sore by the third day.
Yeah, I can
and
imagine.
I hate the air bike, so that was terrible.
Yes, this assault bike is just cruel.
Yeah, just thinking about on our way up to our hotel, I was thinking about, man, I'm going to be doing 75 calories this weekend. This is just terrible.
Yeah, my previous coach was Kevin Gregory. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him, but he's like the king of the assault bike. Yeah, and so I'm like, I need to get good at that for his sake, but he's untouchable.
Yeah, I don't see how that's possible.
Yeah. So have you had the chance to return now that you're in like a different age group?
What do you mean?
To the World Championships?
Oh, yeah, I went to the World Championships last December. I qualified in all 3 events, and I went up there with a broken foot to compete, which was a mistake. I had already paid for it before I broke my foot, so I was either like, okay, I'm either gonna waste almost $1,000 or go race and risk hurting my foot even more. So I chose to hurt my foot even more. It was terrible. I'm kind of glad I went because I wouldn't have been like, oh man, I wonder if I would have been able to beat them, but beat my other girls in my age group. And no, it didn't happen. I honestly did. I did terrible, and it hurt. My foot was hurting the entire time.
Well, good for you for powering through. That's crazy. How did you break your foot? What happened? There's got to be a story there.
So I don't know how I broke my foot. Because apparently, so it started hurting, and I went and got x-ray, and they told me that I broke it, and I had rebroken it. So I had broken it, and I remember feeling it hurt, and I just kind of let it heal on its own. And then I got into a bike accident, and I hit my foot, and it like rebroke it. So it didn't fully heal, but it was like kind of healed. So I think I did a Spartan 50K, and I remember stepping on rock a certain way, and I remember my foot hurting. And then I didn't say anything to anyone. I was just like, oh, maybe it's just like, it'll go away. It did eventually go away, but it was hurting for weeks. And I think that's when I broke it, and it was kind of healing on its own. And then about a month after that, I went biking on a trail, and I was with one of my cousins, and she wrecked in front of me, and I ran into a tree to not hit her, and I whacked my foot on the tree. And that's when it started hurting again. And it was hurting so bad that I couldn't walk on it. Like I was literally like limping. I was like having to step on my toe. So I got x-rayed when I got back because I was up in Austin whenever I got on that bike wreck. So when I got home, I went and got it x-rayed and they were like, you broke it, but it looks like it was broken before. So yeah, it was just cracked all down the middle, kind of. Yeah.
That sounds painful. I don't think, to my knowledge, I haven't broken a single bone in my body yet. Somehow. I don't know how that's the case because I've been doing OCR for 12, 13 years now, but
We'll keep it that way.
gotta go knock on wood somewhere, yeah. So you mentioned it there too, doing like the Spartan Ultra. We'll talk about Toughest Mudder in a bit, but also like Deca, hybrid. What's your favorite? What do you enjoy about both avenues of sport?
So I really like ultras because I feel like I'm super good at endurance and I just love running. So that's the reason I like ultras, and the reason I like OCR is because I like obstacles. I mean, it's two of my favorite things put together, with obstacles and running. And then more of like Deca stuff and high rocks. I feel like I'm small, but I'm also super powerful. So I can handle the weight. Well, like high rocks, it's a heavy for a bunch of people. And I'm not saying it's not heavy. It is definitely heavy. But like, it's just fun, like trying to kill myself, I guess. Like, I like getting my heart rate up. Like, that is my, what's it called whenever you're about to start a race and you start like getting jitters?
Oh, just
yeah,
as pre-race jitters. Yeah.
Yeah, and I really love that feeling. It's like addictive. It's like drinking an energy drink and you get all like tingly. It's like that. Like I love that feeling.
That's valid. But yeah, it's funny because to me, the Deca and all that and high rocks is like, it's a burn, and then like ultra is like a steady ache, and I prefer like a steady ache than like my heart pounding and this and that. So what do you do for training to be good at both of them?
I've heard a lot of people talk about how they train for ultras and they're going like 15, 16-mile runs. And I just don't do that. Like, I will literally run, like, my long runs are like 10 miles. I used to run like 15-mile long runs, but it was really messing up my legs. So I stopped. And now my long runs are like, they don't even go past 10 miles. But I actually do the hybrid engine.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's actually how I train. And they don't have us doing like long runs like that. If anything, it's like up to 8 miles. And then on your long runs, it's like an hour and a half. And that's like the longest I go. So it's funny whenever I tell people, they ask me how I train for that 50-miler. I'm like, I don't know. I just ran. It wasn't anything crazy. And then, they have really good workouts where you get your heart rate high. And it also includes like the barbell movements. So I really enjoy that because I also enjoy like CrossFit stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a mix of everything. Like, you're training for Deca, you're training for high rocks, you could be training for like some kind of CrossFit competition. And also, I guess the running, I'm training for an ultra all together. So it just works out perfectly because I've actually tried other coaches and I didn't like it because they didn't use the barbell or they didn't have enough running. But the hybrid engine is honestly perfect. I've actually been using it for a few months now.
Yeah, good. I've been hearing really good things about them. Absolutely. And I'm a little jealous too because my long runs were kind of short, 8 to 10 miles, and I just had my first DNF on an ultra, so I wasn't very thrilled with that. It happens.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So let's get into the main topic I wanted to talk about. What were your goals going into Toughest Mudder Atlanta?
My goals were to just run and don't stop. Nothing crazy. I wasn't even going to race. So I had signed up for this race a long time ago, and I had planned for it to be my A race. So I was going to be going out and like getting ahead of these ladies and getting far enough to where they couldn't see me and they weren't going to try to pass me back up. So that was my strategy. But then I changed it after I broke my foot. I was like, all right, I'm just going to be a little easier on myself because this was my first ultra back from breaking my foot. So I was honestly just like, Charity, just run and just try not to stop too long because I tighten up pretty badly if I just stop. So yeah, it was literally just to run at an easy pace where I could talk.
Okay. And what was your exposure to like Tough Mudder before this? Have you ever done like a Toughest Mudder or an Infinity or?
No, I actually have only done 2 Tough Mudders, the
Okay.
15Ks. So that's literally all.
Yeah. So what did you think about typically for toughest mutters and world's toughest mutters, they amp up the obstacles a little bit. What did you think about some of the changes that they made to the course?
Oh, from Tough Mudder to Toughest.
Yeah, like I know how this toughest mutter had electric eel mixed with crybaby and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I really liked it. It was a lot more exciting than a normal Tough Mudder, and I felt like the obstacles were a little bit harder. Like there was the one, I don't know what it was called, but we literally went in like a creek. Like, and it was a pretty good distance. And also we were swimming. I couldn't touch the bottom.
I heard that was deep. Yeah.
It was really deep. Whenever I first got in it, I was kind of scared. I was like, I just didn't want to get bit by anything, but it was scary because I couldn't touch it. It was like super deep. That they did not have anything like that at a Tough Mudder. And then also, yeah, they had the crybaby and the eel one together. I really like that because I enjoy the crybaby one because it opens up my nose. It like helps me breathe better. But it was kind of sketchy though because you couldn't really see the zapping wires or whatever you call them.
Yeah.
But it just added a little more. So it was a little more exciting. And then they even had these like hurdles in a lake. You went under them.
Yep. Underwater tunnels, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, is that what they're called? That one was a lot deeper and longer than a Tough Mudder. So I feel like most of the obstacles were like a little bit harder besides the basic one, like the wall, where that doesn't change.
Right. Yeah, I think for like Ladder to Hell, they'll make it so it's the ladder's only on one side, and then like Berlin Walls, they'll add the little like T part at the top too, so like there's something that you have to go over in addition to it. But yeah, it just amps it up like a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I really like that.
Good. Yeah. How did your race go?
It went really well. I finished with 15 miles and in like 11 hours and 54 minutes, I want to say. I felt good the entire time. I was kind of scared I was going to get cold, but that didn't happen. I felt perfect. Literally, it was just perfect. I actually took this chance to do, I used this race as a way to like figure out if goos would work for me. And it really did. I used goos and element every single loop, and then like baby food, like and I even did like crustables.
Oh, those uncrustables. Which ones did you go for? There's like the peanut butter honey.
It was just the peanut butter and jelly.
Okay.
So my plan was to buy a pizza on the way up to the place, and I totally forgot. I was on my way and I was almost there, and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot to get the pizza. It's like one of the main things this was going to be like the food, because like sometimes you don't want to eat baby food, you want like real food.
Yeah. And
I totally forgot about it. So I think this like little food mart, it looked sketchy, but I was like, okay, I have pepper spray, it should be fine. And so I parked and I went inside, and it was like this really nice place. It was like a very local feeling little grocery store. And there was like one old guy ran it, and I saw Uncrustables. I was like, okay, this will be good. So I grabbed that and grapes, and then went to the site. But yeah, it worked. It was perfect. My fueling, I felt like, was really perfect. And I wasn't even scared to try something, try new fueling, because I've usually like only like done, like I've had a lot of food with me. This time it was very minimal, but I'm really glad I can do it off of like just goo and element and perform like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't really say I was ever out of breath until the last loop, whenever I realized how little time I had left, and I was like, oh man, I'm really cutting it close. I should probably speed it up a little bit. But yeah, I felt like whenever I got they gave you the champion bib to like show that you're like leading. Even whenever they gave me that, I was like, all right, Charity, you're not gonna like use this as a reason to like start going super duper fast. Like just stick with the plan and just go at your pace that you feel good at. And I didn't worry. Like I was never concerned. it's very weird to say that because this race was so much different because I've never been like that. I've always been like, all right, I'm in the lead. I should, keep going like super fast. But no, it was super chill. And I was really glad we ran through the night because it felt like, you were running faster than you actually were. But yeah, trying new fueling strategy, that was perfect. I felt good the entire race, and I feel like the only loop I actually raced was the last two. That was about it.
Yeah. And then just to go back to earlier, you did say 50, not 15 miles, right?
Oh, yeah, 50.
Yes, yeah. So you won, which was pretty awesome. How did that feel?
Yeah, it was so awesome. I felt so good about it. I was on the loop for 45 miles, and I was like, man, I can't believe I only have one loop. Yeah, on that last loop, I was just taking it all in. I was like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe I did this. I just felt so grateful to be running again after breaking my foot. Because whenever I broke my foot, I just felt like I was never going to be able to run again. It was just terrible. I felt like it was the end of the world.
Right.
But yeah, that loop, I will never forget the way that last loop went. And I was the only one out on the course. So the guy in the gator was behind me who was following me while I was finishing each obstacle, and he had the walkie and he was talking to them. He would say the obstacle and then say cleared. And it felt like I was in a movie. It was so awesome. But yeah, and then whenever I was coming down because there was like a huge hill that you would run down before the finish line. And I just like saw everybody standing by the finish line watching me, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. Yeah, finishing 50 miles was like a dream because I don't know, just after whenever I broke my foot, it was just terrible. It was not a good time. But yeah, I really feel like I got it. Like, man, I really have this fitness. Like, I can actually do this kind of stuff. After I finished, this crew that I actually pitched with, they were at a Tough Mudder before, and I had asked them, like, hey, you're all gonna be there, because I went up to Georgia by myself. I didn't have anyone to go with me, and I didn't know anyone that was gonna be there, but I asked them and they were there. So actually, Joe King, I don't know if you know him, but he was standing at the finish line waiting for me, and I was just like, yes, it was just perfect. It couldn't have gone any better, honestly.
That's great to hear. I love Tough Mudder, and it took me about 5 years of OCR to finally try a Tough Mudder because it scared the hell out of me because because back then they greased the walls, they like advertised how much they'd be like shocking you, this and that, and I was very pro like Spartan race, and over the years that's changed dramatically for me. And my favorite event, my favorite weekend of OCR every year is World's Toughest Mudder, and actually I ran it 2 years, both times at the venue that you ran your race at. But
wow,
I'm a little bit slower than you because I only got 50 and then 55 miles. So obviously with the race being we'll see. I'm not getting any faster. I don't know if that's a thing anymore. But obviously it's a lot further at like in the UK and stuff now. But do you have any thoughts on World's Toughest Mudder with how well you did here?
Yeah, 100%. So many thoughts. Lots of thoughts, especially after I finished that. Yeah, I had a lot of people asking me. I would definitely be going to the World's Toughest Mudder this year, but it's just not in my race budget right now. Okay. And I actually am just getting my passport too. Yeah, I'm going to do a World's Toughest Mudder for sure. 100%.
Yeah, because you put in some very impressive mileage, and World's Toughest Mudder is just, it's so much fun. I mean, you had a great time at Toughest Mudder, and it's like that, but exponentially so because there's just more people, more cultures, everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm told, which makes me like really wish I could go this year. But I know there's always a next year. But yeah, I've already thought about, I'm gonna beat the record. Just making plans.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And the record's set by Chris Rogloski too, who's like from your neck of the woods, which is fun.
Yes.
Love it. Love it. But yeah, it is unfortunate I'm glad that it's finally moved places because it's been in the US since the start of it. But yeah, it's going to be a lot harder to get over there. And I don't know when they'll ever be coming back to the US because OCR is doing really well in Europe right now.
Yeah, I was about to say it seems like it's doing a lot better over there. I actually felt I was really mad because They had World's Toughest Mudder in Florida last year, and I went with Johnny and I crewed him, and I didn't realize that it was that big of an event at the time. It was just like, oh, it's just another event. And I had watched World's Toughest Mudder before. It just didn't seem like that important to me. But if I would have done the 50 miler by now, I would definitely have raced that World's Toughest Mudder. So I was kind of bummed out that I didn't do it then. But there's a time and a place for everything. So
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. So I was down for that event too. And it was, that was the warmest World's Toughest Mudder.
Were you there?
Yeah.
Were there?
So I'm part of, I wasn't running it anymore. Now I'm part of like the media crew. So I help with the live stream and everything. I work with the OCR report and then do interviews.
I'm sure. I bet I saw you.
Probably cross paths. But I walked a lap, like interviewed all the volunteers, this and that. And it's such a crazy, crazy fun event. Now was 50 miles, the 50 miles you just did, was that the furthest that you've ever gone?
It was because I ran 52.
Okay.
It was 50. Now it's 52. My watch said 52.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go with my watch.
Did you have to take any penalties or anything too, or?
Okay, so the weird thing about the penalties or the obstacles was the first loop, whenever they had opened all the obstacles that had penalties, which was like, I think 4 obstacles, I had to do a penalty. I had to do the penalty for 3 of them. Like the grip one, I didn't get that one. And then I forgot what the other one was, but it was a ring. It was the rings to like the swing and then to a bar.
Was it Funky Monkey? I didn't think Funky Monkey was there.
Yeah, I think that's what it was called.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it's called. I actually did the penalty on those ones. On pretty much, yeah, on 3 of them. I know I did a penalty on 3 of them for the first loop. And I was like, man, that's weird. I think it was because I was like, I had to warm up to it. Because all the other loops, I got them all. And they were like super easy. So that was a little funny. That's never happened to me before.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
And then being able to like switch on the fly from having pizza, which would be like a good amount of calories, to like just putting odds and ends together. It worked out well for you?
Yeah, it did. It worked out perfect. I was a little nervous about doing goos for every single loop and that being like my main source of fuel, I guess you could say, because I had tried goos in the past and it was just like, they're not that great. But I'd say it worked out perfectly because I never had any stomach issues. Like, I never felt like I was going to throw up. The element also, because it was so many electrolytes and like salt, I was a little nervous about that because I have had trouble with electrolytes just not working for me. Like I've literally thrown up because of them in the past, certain brands, but element was perfect too. So that's definitely going to be something I'm using in my future ultras, or the goos and the elements.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's tricky too, because like everyone sweats different. And so like you need different amounts of salt and this and that. My friend Jason Dupree, who was racing down there too, I think he got like 7th place overall. Very proud of him. He sweats a lot, and so he needs like the saltiest, nastiest stuff as fuel. And I'm like, all right, well, if that works for you, but I don't sweat that heavy. And so you just have to find what's best for you. And some people get like very nauseous and they don't know if is it too much salt or too much water and not enough salt. So it's tough finding that balance, especially for these longer races where anything can happen, right?
Yeah. I just think it's so cool that I tried such a different way of racing and I finished the way I did. I felt like I really did something there. And the only reason I had ever because usually I wouldn't do electrolytes. I'm more just like, I like to do water and then, I'll do electrolytes, but it's not like flavored or anything. Because I'll get tired of the flavor. Like I just want plain water.
Yeah.
But Johnny used the element he would do it every hour or whatever for Toughest Mudder. So that's what I guess that's what inspired me to try it. Because I was going to do an element, a loop, but then he kind of explained to me, you shouldn't do that. You should do it based off time because they're adding obstacles, right? So it's going to take you longer each loop. So that just wouldn't make sense to do it that way.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And then a question that I'm asking more and more recently, because my wife's running her first World's Toughest Mudder, and I'm more nervous for her because it's one thing for when I'm doing it and I am putting myself in harm's way. Now it's a little different, but she's very nervous about getting shocked. and I saw this wonderful picture of you smiling going through EST. What does getting shocked feel like to you? Because different people have different answers, right?
It's not that bad, honestly. After you get shocked the first time, it's probably gonna like feel like it hurt. It's very weird to explain. How do I explain it? So it's like someone almost like someone pinches you and then it goes through your whole body and you literally have to like shake from it. I don't think it really hurts. I think it's more weird feeling than actually it hurts. It doesn't, like, I would usually just run through it, but I was sick of getting shocked on the eel one. So I was just like, I'm not running through this. I was just like, I'm just gonna work my way through. And I was just laughing because I thought it was funny because it was kind of pathetic to try to just, because everybody wants to see you get shocked, right?
Right.
No, I don't think it really hurts. I think it's more just a weird feeling. It's like whenever you put your tongue on a battery.
Right. I feel like it feels like a very gentle, kind of, depends on how hard you're getting hit, but like a solid jab is what it feels like to me. But
right. That's another way to explain it. Yeah.
Have you ever, well, I guess being at World's Toughest Mudder last year, have you ever, actually, I don't think they had it. Have you ever heard of the obstacle operation?
No, I don't think so.
So it's, you take a metal pole, you stand in water, and you have to take a pole and put it through an electrified ring to pick up a wristband on the other side and pull it out. And if you get shocked, people in the water get shocked too. It's my favorite electric obstacle because it's all skill. Whereas like you're not just dodging wires, you're playing Operation, like the old board game.
No, I've never heard of that. This sounds really cool, but also kind of brutal.
It is, especially if you drop it and then it one end goes in the water and one end's on the electrified thing and it's just buzzing and that's
terrible.
That's frequently at World, so just wondering because
oh man. No, I never heard of that. That sounds funny though.
It is.
It's like the game.
Exactly. Yeah, it's probably one of my favorite ones, and I hope they bring that out more often too. But yeah.
Maybe whenever I do World's Toughest Mudder, they'll have it.
Yeah, maybe. So starting to wrap up, what are some other races that you've done that I haven't really touched on here? Like what else are you super proud of in your start of your OCR and hybrid career?
Right. This year I've been trying to spread out and do new things I haven't done before. Like instead of just sticking to Spartan or DECA. Definitely CrossFit. I've done like 2 CrossFit competitions and that's been a lot of fun. And I think I do want to get into CrossFit more. And maybe next year I do definitely because I feel like I could do really well at it. But something different.
Or any other like local events that you've done that I might not have heard of.
I'm trying to think. Deadly Dozen was different. I don't know. I feel like more of the newer stuff I've signed up, but I haven't done it. Like it's later this year. Okay. Like there's this. I forgot the name of it. Yeah, quite a bit of new races I want to do in June, but I don't know the names of them. But I've been keeping my eye on them and just trying to pick out which ones I want to do. But no, I feel like I'm just starting to try new races. So not necessarily. Yeah, mainly just been DECAs and Spartan and High Rocks for right now. But in the near future, I'm going to be doing like different things. Yeah, I don't have anything in mind that like is super different.
Yeah. And then that was actually my next question too is like, what do you have coming up? I guess that you know the name of.
Okay, I do have, so on the 16th of this month, is that next week? Or it's a week after? I don't know. I'm doing the Spartan, I'm going to do a Hurricane Heat.
Oh, cool.
I've actually never done a Hurricane Heat, so I'm going to do that once because they only had the sprint, I think, and the super, and I don't like to do those because they're too short. So I decided to sign up for Hurricane Heat.
What duration is it?
12 hour.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. So also it's going to be throughout the night. So I feel like it's going to be super fun. And I'll be with like people I don't know. So that's kind of like exciting to think about.
Yeah. Real quick,
and the fact that I've just never done it before.
A fun history lesson for Hurricane Heats, and I don't know if a lot of our listeners know this too. It all started up by me at the Boston Spartan race, where there was supposed to be a Spartan Sprint in 2011, I think, and a storm rolled in, and legally they had to cancel the event. But Joe DeSena said, "Hey, if you're still in the area, you can come out and we'll do a whole bunch of workouts together." And that was like the start of the hurricane heat, which is pretty cool.
That's so cool. Oh my gosh, that's actually crazy. And it actually turned into an event. That's awesome.
Yeah, but I think you'll have a good time with it. It's like a long sufferfest, but more like teamwork oriented, it sounds like. I actually haven't done one, and I probably should, but it sounds interesting.
Well, maybe I'll let you know how it goes. But yeah, and then June is actually my birthday month, so that was the month that I was just gonna try to do like at least a race a weekend of something I've never done before. And then I've got High Rocks. I got a couple High Rockses I want to do that are coming up. And then I'm looking at the Chicago and Toughest Mudder and the Nashville Infinity. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah, well, another reason why I like the Toughest better than Infinity is I'm a baby when it comes to the heat. Obviously, you being from Texas, you probably have a better resilience to it. But what do you prefer, like temperature wise, with racing? Like, do you prefer the cold or do you prefer the heat?
I honestly would much rather run in the cold. I always joke that I'm going to move to Alaska when I get older. I honestly don't care for the heat, so yeah, I would definitely pick cold.
Yeah, I'm the same. Absolutely, I'm a polar bear, and World's Toughest Mudder 2018. We woke up to like a frost warning, and they're like, "Don't go outside if you don't have to." And then like thousands of us were like, "Well, we're doing World's Toughest Mudder," and it was so cold that they had to close some of the obstacles because they were iced over, which was fun. Yeah.
And did y'all finished?
Yep. Yeah, I got 50 miles. It was kind of it was nerve-wracking though, seeing like everybody leaving in the middle of the night, and so it's like less people to talk to, less people to help you over obstacles and stuff like that. But yeah.
Oh my gosh, that reminds me. So during the Toughest Mudder, so they're like, people would do 2 laps and then they would stop, or they just quit. There weren't that many people there. Like, I felt like I thought there were gonna be more people there. So most of the time I was by myself. The first few laps I was with the few guys, and then like I even talked to one guy for like a couple laps, and then we kind of just everything split, and then I was by myself for most of the time. So like the Berlin Wall, I can't get that by myself. So there were a couple times the volunteer had to help me, and also what's the ice block one? I forgot what it's called.
Block Nest Monster.
Yeah, Block Nest Monster. Yeah, that one I actually didn't know I could do that by myself until I did the Toughest Mudder. I had to do that like most of the time by myself. And my abs were so sore. My abs and my arms were so sore from getting over that. But yeah, I didn't even think about that. There were people probably didn't even finish.
Yeah.
So you're like, should I leave because they're leaving?
Yeah, no, and I'm mentally stronger than I am physically, so I had that going for me.
That's good.
But as you were saying with the numbers for this race in Atlanta, like the numbers were really, really small, which was a little concerning. So I'm hoping the other Toughest Mudders have a bigger like showing for it. But as Joe Rucco, who I interviewed for the last episode, was saying, is that at most he saw maybe 4 people in Block Ness, where it's like a World's Toughest Mudder that's constantly like 10 or so people.
Right.
And he said like the start line was like half a corral, and the pit was like very, very small and disorganized. I heard a little bit of that too.
Yeah, the pit was not. I didn't like the way they had it set up. They had the tent where they like give you food down a hill, and I was like, who's gonna walk down? If I was by myself, I'm not gonna walk down that hill and then walk all the way up. It just wasn't worth it. It was so far away from where we were set up. It just didn't make sense.
Yeah, usually they do a good job, but it sounded like they dropped the ball a little bit with this one.
Yeah, because it wasn't like that World's Toughest Mudder. Because that's what I was basing everything off. I was like, oh, okay, it'll be like right there. Because where we were set up at World's Toughest Mudder was like literally feet from us. But no, it wasn't close at all. But thankfully I didn't need anything, so yeah, it worked out.
Good. And then I guess like final thoughts on like what you think about the sport of OCR and all that.
I mean, I really like it. I feel like I'm gonna get more into it and even better at it in the future. And I do kind of feel like definitely there are some I feel like people are kind of leaving Spartan, and I feel like Savage is getting more popular, which I don't have a problem with it because I like Savage more anyways.
Same.
I feel like more people my age are getting into it. Like, I've never seen so many people because they did the Tough Mudder too. I've never seen so many people my age doing a Tough Mudder. So I am really excited about that because it is boring whenever you're racing against, 30, 40-year-olds. Like, I want to be racing against 20-year-olds, people near my age, where it's like you're definitely working up to level these 30-year-olds, but you're at my level right now. So, it's going to be a competition. Just like DECA, I feel like a lot more people my age are getting into it.
That's so good to hear, because I worry about the future of the sport, right? Like, I look at, I've been doing OCR. Yeah, I've been doing OCR since I was 21. And
wow.
It's been interesting seeing how I try to keep an eye out for more first timers to know that, like, all right, there is an influx of new people to replace the people that are leaving. But comparing that to, like, how are things going in Europe? How are things going in Asia? But it's good to hear that, like, you do see more people of your age doing these races too.
Yeah, they just need to start doing like the ultras. So they'll actually, I'll have to be able to be.
Tell your friends.
I do. I try so many times to get people like my friends to come and race. It's just not their thing. But like I said, maybe I'll inspire people my age. Maybe they'll be like, oh, maybe I can do 50 miler too. So
right. Well, you're off to a great start. Are there any people that you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Joe King because they were there for me. They definitely encouraged me while I was running, and all his crew, because they were a whole group there. And then definitely Johnny Matez on like fueling and a little bit of just like a little bit of everything. He also like lit me a bunch of his stuff, like his headbands and his headlight. And thankfully I did that because my headlight ended up dying, so I had to use his.
Oh, good. Yeah, you don't want to be without a headlamp in those races.
Yeah. And my parents were moral support. And just like my friends also, texting me. They texted me throughout the night, but I had never read them because I didn't even once get on my phone. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. What do your parents think about this? Do they worry?
Well, this was the first time I drove out of state by myself.
Okay.
So they were, kind of constantly asking like where I am, but I don't think they necessarily worry though. They're just like, they just make sure that, they know that they support me, which I'm very grateful for. I guess my parents are definitely proud of me. They just it's just, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, good. And then any, like sponsors or anything? I saw that you had a good post out about Mud Gear, which big fan over here as well.
Yeah, I'm a very big fan of Mud Gear. Mud Gear shorts, Mud Gear socks. I use those for the whole race. I didn't change my socks once, which I was planning to, but I didn't need to because a lot of people were telling me your socks are going to get wet and you're going to get uncomfortable, but I never once got uncomfortable. So I was like, well, I'm not stopping to sit and take my shoes off.
Wet anyway, again.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. So definitely shout out to Mud Gear, and then also shout out to Life Liberties because I used their hemp oil cream throughout the night on my quads because they were getting a little bit tired and my hip flexors were pretty sore. I was using the hemp oil cream for that throughout the night too. So Life Remedies and Mud Gear, that's about it.
Perfect. And I'll link those down below as well. And where can people follow you on social media as you do more badass stuff?
I'm on Facebook as Charity Borne and then Instagram as Charity Borne 06.
Perfect. All right. Well, Charity, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me, and congratulations on an awesome win.
Thank you so much.
Welcome back.
Thank you for taking the time to come on the show, Charity, and best of luck for the future of your events. For related episodes, last episode was
435.
Yeah, Joe Rucco on hybrid racing, winning Toughest Mudder Atlanta, and more.
Subscribe and follow wherever you get your podcasts. We are Obstacle Running Adventures on all of the podcast players. And if you like what you heard, leave us a review on that purple podcast app.
Nice. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. You can also support us financially over on Patreon. If you plan to join and help us out there, please join on the website and not the app, since Apple will charge you additional fees.
It's as little as $2 or as many as $10.
Yeah, coming up next, not entirely sure. Maybe that book interview that we've been talking about for a while.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. Caitlin, got a joke or a quote?
I do. My quote is, growth will come to those who are willing to accept that being lost is part of the journey. I can find a joke. Why did the moon skip dinner?
Eclipse it? I don't know.
He was already full.
Oh, nice. All right, well, that just about wraps it up. My name is Michael Stefano.
And my name's Caitlin Ritter.
My nose is leaking.
That was so gross.
I can't help it. And we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening.
We hope you're feeling motivated, inspired,
And ready to take on your next race or training run.
If you've enjoyed this week's episode, leave us a review.
And share it with your fellow adventurous friends.
Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Obstacle Running Adventures.
Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode.
Join us every week for more news,
Stories and interviews from the community.
Our intro song was Streaker by Straight Up.
And our outro music is Iron Paw by The Best.
I listened to a lot of the obstacle racing podcasts, and I came across y'all's, and the funny thing is I just started listening to y'all like 2-3 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
And then y'all texted me. I was like, I was talking to my sister. I was like, oh my gosh, what did you send that to me? So it's such an honor to be able to talk on this podcast because I such a fan. So it's crazy. And this is the first time I've been on a podcast by myself. Usually it's just me bunching in with a bunch of other people.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm really excited about, just a podcast focused, I guess, on me.
Yeah.
So
Well, you earned it.
for
And,
sure.
and thank you a lot. That definitely inflated my ego a little bit too. I appreciate that.